yeah, man, we're making some really good progress on this car. If you guys want to get entered in to win, there's bundle packages on boosted-lucky.com that gets you 250 entries. There's shirt specific items on there to this giveaway that's going to give you multiple entries if you purchase any of those. And if you want to just get a sticker or buy regular entries the old fashioned way where we do on Raffle Creator, you can just go on our website, pick entries on there. It's the same kind of multipliers that was on there, and you can just buy entries that way. But we've been making some really good progress on this car. Shout out to all of our partners and stuff that's helped us out with this build: Texas Speed, Team Hellcat, Jackfat Performance, American Muscle, and I give myself a big pat on the back for getting this stuff all together. So we're really excited for the future of this giveaway. We're excited for whoever's going to win this thing, and we hope you guys are too. New build, y'all. V6. But welcome to the new build, y'all. This is my Charger. welcome back to another video. So I want to go over the state of the cars, both the Charger and the Challenger build and what we're doing. So the Challenger, the motor arrives next week from Texas Speed and Performance. They're doing a complete refresh on the 411 that we took down to them, mainly just because we were going to use that crank and internals inside of our new dart block, but it didn't have the internals that we thought it did. Mainly it didn't have the Windberg crank, which is completely fine. It still had a billet crank in there, but it was a Molnar crank, which in my opinion isn't at the same caliber as a Windberg, but we know other people out here running it and they're making great power, and there's no shade on that, but we're just gonna put a fresh crank in there, do some other pretty trick stuff to it that I'll talk about later. But the current state of the Challenger, if you guys look and see, it's pretty much filthy. We have the 3/8 off, we have the motor out, we have the transmission out. All you can see right there is the nitrous lines and then the intercooler lines, and everything else is pretty much just disconnected. So upgrades on the car are, we now have some carbon fiber doors. So if we zoom in on that, you can see how nice the weave is on it and stuff. So actually have the right here. So pretty nice pattern and everything, very high quality. Came from our partners over at Auto Addicts. So they hooked us up with the carbon doors, fenders. We'll get some more carbon fiber on here. But the plan is now for this car is to get it back up and running, number one, get out there, run a lot of races, and lighten the car up. So we're gonna be putting the lightweight 15-inch brakes back on, lightweight doors. We have an anti-gravity battery. So we have an anti-gravity battery that's going to be going in the car. This thing only weighs about 18 pounds compared to the stock battery, which is really, really heavy. So we have that. We have this. We have this beautiful carbon fiber truck. We're going to be doing a drag lean. We're going to make this thing what I want it to be. So we might end up getting rid of this single parachute setup and going to a dual parachute, just because it is a very heavy car. It is a very heavy car, and we're trying to go really, really fast with it. So yeah, that's just pretty much the gist on the Challenger. Everything on it for the most part is going to stay the same. We're doing some different things, and got some better parts going on the car. So I'm just really excited to get it back together and get it out here running, and we'll see where it goes. Now the Charger, as you guys can see, it's on the yellow casters again, finally. We're about to start the process on stripping this thing down. So it still has the rear cradle in, it still has the front cradle in, but as you can see, everything up here is also completely stripped out. So we have, just the brake lines and the AC lines still in here, but all that's really connected up here is the subframe and the steering column. So we're going to be tubing the whole front end on this car, making it a real race car or whatever. So we're going to be cutting the car at the firewall. You can see all this stuff is crushed in from the last video, but we're going to be stripping that all down, cutting this side of the firewall. This is going to be a tubular front end. It's still going to look factory up front, meaning that we're going to retain all the factory headlights, front bumper, all that assembly and everything, but it's all going to stay stock for the most part up front. And the rear, we are going to still be IRS, meaning that we're going to keep the independent rear suspension. So we're keeping it IRS. We're going to run the DSS 9-inch rear differential kit. Have a strange third member in there. And then on the interior, as you guys can see, just like the Challenger has carbon fiber doors, we're going to be doing some carbon fiber doors on the Charger. Auto Addicts is in the works of making those, which will be also available to the public. But the full interior on this car is getting stripped out. So it's going to get a carbon dash, race steering wheel, full cage, all of that. So this week, that's the plan, is to start stripping everything out of here, get it ready to go. It has all the rear interior in, all of this stuff is all coming out. So it's going to be a complete shell. That's how we have it on these casters and stuff, so that we can just move it around and do whatever we want to do with it. But yeah, the Charger hasn't changed a whole bunch, but we got a lot done with the little amount of time that we have. And as you guys can see, we are in our own spot. We have a shop, which is freaking huge. We have a couple of our sponsors, you know, all hung up on the wall and stuff. Went the wrong way.